So, on to our next director, and we're moving down into the main theatre now. Not actually, literally, don't stand up. The director has asked if we could play a piece of music before he comes on, so Taylor, hit it. Mr. Jeff.
Thank you.
Oh, Jeff.
Hello.
What number play is this that you've directed?
62.
Ooh, 62 plays, my word. But the rest of us have got that between us, so that's
Me and the Queen have done well.
Yes, you have indeed, yeah. So this is your fourth play, I counted, by Ken Ludwig.
Yes, indeed.
What keeps bringing you back to Ken Ludwig? What do you like about his writing?
Well, you know, as you know, for the 62, most probably 50 of them would be comedy plays. I love the comedy plays. I was even thinking about it, even before even Somerset Players existed, there was a society called Bury Theatre Group. And I'm not a local here, as you can tell. I've been here living around this area for about 60 years. And when I came up to this part of the world, I'd never produced before. And they persuaded me from Bury Theatre Group to produce. And guess what? I produced, and most probably half of you won't know this one, but some of the other ones will. Brian Rix's farce, Dry Rot. It was the thing in the 60s. So I produced that, and I had great fun. And then from there on, I've been producing comedy, farces, comedies. I like fast, I like speed. This Ken Ludwig, the first one, Lend Me a Tenor, which we did in 2014. I just like the American slick sort of humour. I like that style, and it fitted for me very much. And I had a brilliant cast. And I have to say that hopefully I might have some of those same members.
It's just going to touch on that, Jeff. So this is actually, the Comedy of Tenors is a sequel to Lend Me a Tenor, isn't it?
Well,
in a way.
It is a way. Ken Ludwig doesn't actually say it's a sequel. It's a different sort of story, but it has similar characters.
And some of the characters are returning for this play.
Yeah.
And we've actually managed to secure the same people who played them the first time round.
Yeah.
So we've pre-cast some of the parts.
Some of the parts have been pre-cast, but there are some parts that I want to cast.
They're new parts, new parts, yeah. So just before we go into that, what's the play about?
Well, if I was to tell you all about it, it would take all the evening. But it's typical comedy. It's about the entrepreneur who's putting on these magical 3 tenors for this wonderful show in France. It's set in France, in Paris.
Oh, very nice.
And of course, what happens is one after the other drops out, and somebody else has to replace the part of the tenor of that tenor. And it's a completely complicated in and out. It's a typical farce.
Rolling in the aisles.
But basically, we want 3 absolutely ideal tenors. Can we, think about that? We'll have some rehearsals for that.
Did they have to sing?
Oh yes, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You'll see people flocking to the door.
It's going to be the real thing, It's full Pavarottis.
So obviously we've got Max, we've got Saunders from the original play, we've got who else have we got from the original play?
Max. Let me just remind myself.
Max and Saunders,
and we've got
Tito
and
Maria,
who doubles up, and Maria. Yeah.
So who are the 7 parts? Aren't there? So who are the 3 new parts?
Well, the new parts are Carlo, comes in, and Tatiana Rakon, a lovely, ravishing opera singer, comes in later on. Yeah, that's it. Who am I so good at putting this out? Because I will forget it. Henry and Tito, who plays another part.
And of course, Tito and Maria have had a daughter, haven't they?
Yes.
She's in it.
There's Mimi, of course.
Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi. So what sort of ages are they? How old's Mimi? What sort of actor?
Late teens, early 20s.
Late teens, early 20s, yeah. Carlo, how old's Carlo?
Carlo, he's an opera singer. He's been bellhopping and one thing or another. So, yeah, you can vary that quite a bit.
And the other part, Tito, Carlo,
And
Mimi, Rakon. How old's Rakon, the ravishing soprano?
As long as she's ravishing.
What you make of that? Any age of ravishing. You've already talked about committed actors. What sort of actors are you looking for? What will make this a success?
You prompted me earlier on. We want committed actors. One of the things I am very strong about, when we're doing a play like this, it's so important that everybody is there. And they're going to be on time, and they're going to be committed, they're going to have their lines, because there's no way you can do a farce until basically the last few weeks, when everybody knows their lines, knows their moves, and can do all these things. If we're going to still going on with us in the last 2 weeks, it's useless. So they're going to be committed, they're going to come on time, and they're going to be good.
Beautifully, Jeff. So, do we have any questions from the floor for Jeff before he goes and sits back down?
Auditions?
Yeah. Audition date. Good.
Audition date, yeah. It's on there. It says 2:30 on the Sunday. But my wife informs me that we will be in the Wirral having lunch with our friends. So it won't be 2:30.
Via Zoom.
It'll be 7:30 on that Sunday evening. So
7:30 on
if you just pencil that in on that, it's not the organisers. It's my fault.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for sharing that show. Auditions on Sunday at 7:30.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.